Well, from talking about the teachers and NSMQ, let's talk about cooking clean. The Energy Ministry and partners are organizing the Clean Cooking Forum. This forum provides an exceptional platform for discussions and networking opportunities beyond the formal agenda. This year's forum will facilitate a range of action-oriented side meetings led by the Clean Cooking Alliance and partners working in Ghana and around the world. And that's why it's our pleasure this morning to host Mohammed Aminu Lukmanu, CEO, Ghana Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves and Fuels. Mr. Lukmanu, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
We also have Eva Lako Nate, Programs Coordinator, Ghana Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves and Fuels. Both of them join us for this conversation. Eva, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
Tell me, so looking at all that you've come with, I realize that there are some very important international components tied to what you do. The SDGs are roped in, COP27, which is coming forth in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, also roped in. But before we get there, tell me about your outfit, the Ghana Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves and Fuels. I know the Clean Cooking Alliance started in 2010. How long has this been in existence here in Ghana? I'll start with you, Mr. Lukmanu.
Thank you very much, and good morning to our listeners. The Ghana Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves was actually formed in 2013.
Okay.
And with the support of the Clean Cooking Alliance, then Global Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves, and the government partners led by the Energy Commission.
Okay.
So this is how the local alliance was established and working alongside the global alliance in promoting access to clean energy and clean cooking generally.
Okay, so this is basically an offshoot of the Clean Cooking Alliance.
Sure, certainly.
Great. We'll be getting into the details of what we can expect this year as the forum holds this latest meeting in Accra, the Kempinski Hotel, and then the Accra International Conference Center. But do tell me, when you look at our situation, when it comes to the SDGs and where we find ourselves, it's interesting that a lot of the time when we talk about global warming and all of those, we fail to pay attention to clean cooking. How important is that, Eva?
Yeah, so clean cooking is very important. As a woman, I am going to base it on myself.
Right, practically.
Practically. So dominantly, it is we, the women, who mostly cook in Ghana. And then if you also look at way of cooking in Ghana, you need to get some kind of particular model of cook stove to be able to cook what kind of food you expect to enjoy at the end of the day. And then when you look at the urban areas, you can see that a lot of people are adapting to LPG, and then some people are also using improved cook stoves that uses firewood and charcoal at the same time. But if you go to the rural areas, a lot of the people over there, a lot of the indigenous people over there use the 3-stone old model way of cooking. And then though there are a lot of noise about cooking, and then there are a lot of people talking about the fact that cooking must not kill. When you inhale a lot of smoke, you are going to die from it because you are going to fall sick and other. Still, a lot of people don't know that when you go there and you tell them, they tell you that, oh, my grandmother, far years back, she has been using this kind of cooking method, and then she lived for 125 years before she died. So why are you now telling me that I need to change and then use this kind of cooking method? But our way of living have changed. Our eating habits have changed as compared to those in the old ages. So we need to make a lot of noise about improved ways people need to cook. There are people who are going to say that, okay, it's very expensive to buy LPG. Right. I am in the village, and then my my weekly income is just 20 cedis. How can I fuel my gas when it's finished? That's why there are other improved cook stoves on the market that you can still use firewood, but use very less. You can use a firewood stove, but you are going to not inhale smoke because it's designed in such a way that it's not going to affect the person who is cooking. So improved cook stoves in the market, and a lot of people can go in to get it. There are lots of organizations who are helping the rural folks who would not be able to purchase the 100% amount. And then as the program goes on, we'll mention their names.
Tell me, Mr. Lukmanu, so as an alliance, do you have channels where people can actually access such clean cook stoves? Do you have some of them that you give out, some of them that you sell or something? What is it like? Yeah. Because clearly that is one of the ways to go to prevent people from the health consequences and our environment from the damage that could be done to it.
That's right. Thank you very much. I think it's a collaborative effort. The effort was initiated by government far back in 1989, and with the introduction of the National LPG program. Government had given free cylinders and burners to Ghanaian households over the years. And as we speak, there is a program that is being implemented by the Ministry of Energy, distributing 500,000 locally designed cook stove model. Okay. And just last month, government had launched the National LPG Promotion Program in Obuasi to distribute over 500,000 LPG stoves to Ghanaian households. Government had also launched the cylinder recirculation model in 2017 to take off the burden of buying cylinders from poor households in Ghana. So there are programs, both public and private models. We have quite a number of companies that are deploying or designing and selling the stoves on the market. Just to mention a few, the Japan model is the popular one. Yeah. There is Holy Cook, produced by Man and Man in Kumasi. We have Obahima. We also have Cook Clean, Cookmate. These are some of the models locally designed and they are on the market. We have Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company. We have Muntals Engineering in Kumasi. They are designing both LPG and biomass cook stoves for the Ghanaian market. There are works on ethanol by EcoNexus and then ICs.
Maybe even before we get into the ethanol bit, because that's a conversation, another conversation on its own. I don't want us to stray there yet. Right. I've seen some of these cylinders where they are fitted with what would you even call that? You see, with a burner, so to speak. So directly from the cylinder, there's a burner, and then to simplify matters as well. But even when we talk about gas, we all know it's one of the, well, maybe better fossil fuels. We can get it from the crude oil production chain. And now we're fortunate enough to be producing crude oil, maybe not in the biggest of quantities. But the point is, even now, on the back of everything that is happening, gas prices have, if not tripled, quadrupled. I mean, across certain belts. You go to certain places and what they were buying for maybe 50 cedis is now almost 120, 130 cedis. How do you convince someone who uses charcoal that, look, the best thing for our environment and for your health is to go the way of gas? What are some of the things that you tell them?
Thank you very much. I think the hikes in the price is not only with LPG. Charcoal prices has equally shot up. And I remember just about last year, the amount of charcoal used by households have actually gone up. And then that also means more distractions for our forest. You use 4 to 6 units of wood to produce equivalent unit of charcoal. So there is more distraction in producing charcoal than even the use of the firewood. So the challenge has to be with the unit of measure in terms at the point of sale. When you are buying charcoal, you can buy for 1 CD, for 2 CD. But you can't carry your cylinder, even the 3 kg, to go and buy 2 units of fuel. So if we extend that model that allow people to buy charcoal in smaller units, to the LPG market. That is possible, and there has been a study both in Ghana and in Kenya where it was proven that you needed about half of the amount you spend on charcoal to buy LPG for equivalent cooking.
So in other words, in reality, it's cheaper using LPG compared to, I mean, let's take out the consequences. The consequences are harsher on the side of charcoal. But you're saying that basically if we get our act right, it would be cheaper to use LPG than to use charcoal.
That's right. The study was done by EnviroFit Ghana and then Kenya. They did the study both in Ghana and in Kenya, and that was the evidence they used to roll out the pay-as-you-go. Okay. So that model targeted poor households and in the slum areas where people buy smaller unit of charcoal on daily basis. So they provided meters on the LPG cylinder where you could use your mobile phone to buy 1 CD or 1 shilling, 2 shilling unit of LPG to cook, and make savings of about half of the money they were using to buy the charcoal. So it's been proven. What we need to do now again is to do that empirical study, not only comparing LPG and charcoal, but also electricity, because electricity is everywhere and we believe it's cheap. But if
so electric cooking stoves and the rest.
That's right. So if you look at how much you pay for light bill monthly and the gadgets that you use at home, and you divide that over 1 month, and you compare that with the amount of charcoal you buy daily, just on this simple analysis, you would come to see that it would equally be cheaper to cook with electricity if we promote it.
Okay. I know you had wanted to talk about ethanol, but let me let Eva have a first bite of that. Even as we talk about biofuels and all of that, what can we know about ethanol? How is it one of the solutions we should be looking at? And I'll give you a bite on that as well.
Thank you.
Ethanol is one of the cleanest fuels that we can use in Ghana here. In terms of producing the ethanol, there are a lot of organizations who are also using the same raw material to produce it, which is the
sugarcane?
The cassava.
Okay, so there are different things we can use to get that,
there are
right?
different things you can use. And then cassava is the major one that mostly people use in producing the ethanol. Okay. And then the other thing is that it's the discussion still comes back to the price, like how we are having the discussion on the LPG, where people are talking about the price hike of it. But when you look at the risk factor, where people are afraid of using LPG, there are a lot of people who are not adapting to LPG because they are scared it's going to blow or anything can happen to them when they are cooking in their rooms. The ethanol, can be another solution to those people who want to use improved cook stoves, who want to cook clean, but are not able to use the LPG. So ethanol is a great one. And then to touch a little on the charcoal compared to the ethanol, in the rural areas, the charcoal, when we use charcoal, we leave the charcoal in the coal pot to die off after we finish cooking. So we waste a lot of the charcoal after we are done cooking, and then it makes the price of you consuming more charcoal very high. But if you are using LPG or ethanol, when you are done, you put it off. You wouldn't, and then you can be able to use it. So saving the ethanol and then saving the LPG is very effective as compared to the charcoal.
Let me come to Mr. Lukmanu on that briefly, because I also want us to look at how key government is. Governments across the board, but our government, because we are looking at our own localized situation, is in aiding this drive, even as we look at the Clean Cooking Forum 2022. But your quick bit on ethanol.
Ethanol, thank you. Like Eva was saying, ethanol is actually safer in terms of accidents and managing the...
So ethanol, we're basically alcohol, right? Alcohol.
Right. Alcohol.
I mean, some people may be thinking, what are they talking about?
Yes.
It's alcohol.
It's alcohol, and that comes with the competition because we consume a lot of alcohol in this country. And then we rely highly on cassava for our meals. So if you suggest ethanol for fuel, you are indirectly introducing a competition. And I know the Food Right Group would not be excited about promoting that. But there are a lot of feedstock that we can use for ethanol production. We can use sugarcane, we can use sweet millet, and other feedstock that we have potential for developing it. So it would have been exciting because government had promoted planting for food and jobs. So it would have been very opportune for us to identify a particular feedstock to produce for fuel. And that goes with quite a number of jobs across the country with ready market. Government had put up warehouses across district, and we can easily link this with the production to aggregate the produce from the various parts of the country. And government had been promoting one district, one pack factory. Then we put up distilleries to process these. So this is one single product or initiative that will connect a lot of government initiatives and deliver the incomes and livelihood opportunities for our people. So it is doable. There has been initiative. We have one young man, Prince Essel, who is producing it. I know of some researchers in tech and UDS who have piloted and come out with good solutions for ethanol production. Currently, we import. We have Southline Coast, which is a new initiative coming into the country. They come with they import the ethanol at the moment, but they have acquired large tracts of land in central region to begin producing cassava for their factory.
That purpose.
And they want to encourage outgrowers to support the scaling of that initiative.
So we know definitely that government is key in this endeavor to unlocking the full potential of all these things that you're telling me about. And that is why we are having the Clean Cooking Forum 2022. Between the 11th, which is tomorrow, and the 13th, there'll be major events at the Kempinski Hotel, and on the 14th at the Accra International Conference Center. Give us some scope on that. I'll start with you. You also give us, maybe you can tell us what exactly will happen on D-Day, the 14th, which is Friday. But between the 11th and the 13th, what can we expect?
Yes, between the 11th and 13th, and even today, there are meetings that have started. The Global Alliance for Clean Cooking, which is operating under the UN Foundation, is actually organizing this event. We hosted one in 2015, and for the position or posture of Ghana in promoting clean cooking, we are fortunate to be hosting it the second time. And then, so we are expecting...
So it's been 7 years since we last hosted it.
Yes, the last one was in Nairobi in 2019.
Right.
And then in 2017, it was in India. So we are expecting about 1,000 guests from across the globe, and we are expecting people to come from over 50 countries.
Wow.
So we would invite Ghanaians to once again demonstrate the popular Ghanaian hospitality towards the guests who are coming. And then we have encouraged them to engage with the Ghanaian stakeholders, Ghanaian community. I'm aware that some of the guests have already visited Agogloshi Market under the guidance of the Ministry of Energy to see what happens on the clean cooking market, the technologies we have. They visited some homes and then a restaurant to see how we cook here. So it's exciting that we are sharing our experience with our global partners, and we encourage the local participants in the event. There is exhibition, and GACO is mounting a booth for the Ghanaian exhibitors who wish to showcase what they have to the global participants. So this is how the scope of the event.
That's how it's shaping up. But we also know that on the 14th, it will go a notch higher to the Accra International Conference Center. Not the venue, but in terms of scope and the people who will be participating. Tell us a bit about that. Okay,
so Ministry of Energy with Ghana Alliance for Clean Coastal, GACO, is capitalizing on the Global Alliance for the forum to organize a Ghana Day. That's a post-conference workshop on Friday, that's the 14th, to invite anybody who is interested in 100% access to clean, 100% clean cooking in Ghana and then South Africa and then the whole world to come to the Accra International Conference Center, come and then mingle with other stakeholders from different parts of the country and then outside the country to talk about clean cooking in Ghana. There are stakeholders who are investors, there are some who are researchers, there are some who are interested in just knowing what clean cooking is about. So this is an open organization program where when you go to GACO LinkedIn page, just search GACO, go on the LinkedIn page and then fill a form over there.
What is your LinkedIn page? What is the name or the...
Just search GACO and you...
So that is GACCO?
Yes, please.
GACCO?
GACCO.
All right, so look for GACCO on LinkedIn. Go ahead.
Yes, then you will find a form, you fill it out, and then you will be reserved a seat to come and then join, mingle with people. And then we will be very lucky to have the second lady,
right.
Hajia
Samira
Baumia, and then
Minister of Energy?
Yes, please.
Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh.
Yes, please. They will be there, and then a lot of other important guests will be there. If you want to invest in the clean cooking sector, you have no idea, you don't know what to do to get into the space, just come there on Friday. It's going to start 8 a.m. and then by 5 p.m. we'll close the event.
Is there a number people can call as well? Just in case.
Yes, please. A number to call. You can call 0241 900 125, and then you speak to me, and then I'll help you out with anything you need to come to the program.
All right. Mr. Lukman, final words?
Yes, thank you very much. We want to show our appreciation to His Excellency the President for accepting to host this alongside the Clean Cooking Alliance. A number of meetings have been held at the Jubilee House in preparations towards this forum, led by the Chief of Staff herself. So we thank the government of Ghana for bringing this opportunity, because it's coming with huge investment potentials and opportunities for Ghanaian partners. And we encourage Ghanaians and Ghanaian businessmen and entrepreneurs to look around and be able to take advantage of these opportunities that are coming in country. And then, yes, with the participants, please, we encourage you to explore, to strike deals, to learn new ways, new perspective and initiative for the benefit of Ghana Mother Ghana. Thank you very much.
In some 20 seconds, final words, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, clean cooking must not kill, and you need not go to the hospital for the doctor to tell you that, oh, you've inhaled a lot of smoke, that's why you are having this challenge. Or you don't even smoke, but they tell you you are having the lung cancer because you are cooking and then smoke is entering into your system. So please, let's read about clean cooking. Let's come on Friday to the Accra International Conference Center, network, learn more about clean cooking, and then let's all embrace the agenda for 100% clean cooking nationwide. Thank you.
And get your clean cook stove.
Get your clean cook stove. Yes. So many dynamics in there. We're thinking of ethanol and all of that. It's all about clean cooking. It will save our environment. It will save us in terms of our health and maybe the burden on our health system in the country. And don't you forget, it is GACCO, GACCO on LinkedIn. Go there, check them out, get involved, and let's do this together. Thank you so much, Mr. Lukman and Ms. Nate, for coming through. Mohammed Aminu Lukmanu is CEO, Ghana Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves and Fuel. There's also Eva Nate, who is Programs Coordinator for the same outfit. Once more, thank you for coming. And we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll be expecting you there.
Friday. I just might pass by.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for passing through. Well, after the break, the International Defense Exhibition and Conference will be held on the 11th and 12th of October. That is tomorrow and the day after. This is under the auspices of the Ghana Armed Forces. More on that right after the break. Do stay.